All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the things that you need to know prior to joining or working for Senior Life Insurance Company of Thomasville, Georgia. Because let's be real, everyone has the freaking name Senior Life Insurance. It's crazy, but this is the Senior Life Insurance Company of Georgia. So, my name is Tim Shooker. I run the life insurance sales channel that you are on right now, and let's dive straight into this. So, I'm assuming you clicked on this video because you either work at Senior Life or going to work at Senior Life or just joined Senior Life. And we're going to be breaking down some of the pros, some of the cons, questions you need to ask, and then actually I was recruited to join Senior Life, and then I'll tell you guys why I decided not to. So, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So we'll start off with the commission level. Now, whenever you join an insurance agency, obviously you need to know what your commission level is going to be, right? Now, the good thing about Senior Life is they actually offer really competitive commissions, right? Last I heard, they start you at, I think maybe 90%, something like that. Now, obviously, you do have to buy leads when you're at Senior Life, but their starting commission is pretty solid relative to what other people offer in the industry, right? Now, they also are very clear about their comp structure. I don't have the exact comp structure in front of me, but they're very clear about like how you can get that raised. So that I think is a very, very big positive for Senior Life is their commission level, right? So they have great starting commissions. One thing I would recommend asking about is like, what's the max commission? What is like the ladder? So what do you have to do to get it raised? And then also, what is the commission rate per product, right? So obviously you're only selling Senior Life as your carrier, but what is the commission rate for like a guaranteed issue product versus a standard, graded, that kind of thing. Definitely want to ask that of your upline or the person recruiting you, so you know exactly what you're getting into. Now, the next thing is Senior Life is a non-captive agency, right? And it's a little funny the way they do it. I'll explain it. But basically, whenever you join, you're going to be coached and instructed to just sell one product, which is the Senior Life product, right? Selling that actual carrier, right? So that's what you're going to be kind of coached to do is to specifically sell Senior Life, the carrier, right? Now, you're mainly going to sell Senior Life, but the good thing is you aren't actually locked into a contract where you only can, right? Now, if you're buying their leads, they're going to expect you to sell their product. But you have the option where you're not like you can have a contract with Senior Life and then also have broker contracts elsewhere, which I think is a big positive. So you are like when you join, you're technically an agent of Senior Life, but you can also have broker contracts outside, or at least that's how they're doing it now. You're not a captive agent, so you are non-captive, which is very good. The downside that I've found with writing Senior Life as a carrier is they're not always, sometimes they're great, but they're not always a competitive option when it comes to pricing, right? There's been instances where we've written Senior Life in the past and it got replaced because there was a better price out there that we weren't offering, right? So that is kind of the big downside that I see when it comes to like if you just write Senior Life, you're not going to be able to offer everyone the best option because different carriers offer different rates based off of people's health conditions. And so let's say somebody has diabetes, maybe they get a 2-year wait with Senior Life where they could qualify for day one coverage with a different carrier. And if you only sell Senior Life, you're not going to be able to offer them, those multiple options, right? The good thing about that, like only selling one company, is it's a lot easier to learn one company's application, contracting with one company. It's so much easier than trying to do, 50 million different companies. The training, this is something that they're really big on, which I think is a big pro for Senior Life. Overall, I mean, I got to say, I think Senior Life is a very impressive company. I think they have a lot of things that they're doing right, but there are some downsides that I'm not a huge fan of. But overall, I think they're pretty quality. But their training is great. They have a lot of, they have like a big Zoom room where everyone jumps in and dials together, which I think is a great thing. And then, depending on which upline you're with, usually, so the training that you'll get is going to differ from which agency you're on, right? So you might be on this agency versus that agency. This agency could have great training. This agency could have, subpar training. It really depends on the upline or the sub agency that you're with within Senior Life. But ask about training. How involved is your upline going to be? Are they going to give you videos to watch, or is there going to be someone that will train you one-on-one? Are you going to get support if you're in the middle of an app and need help? what does that all look like? Because ultimately the training is one of the most important things when it comes to getting started in the life insurance business. So the next thing is the lead program. The cool thing about Senior Life is they're good about branding themselves. And so basically what they do is they run these TV commercials and they generate live transfers. And then they also run Facebook ads. So they generate Facebook leads. And they're all branded with Senior Life, which is great because there's a lot more brand recognition when you jump on the phone with someone. You're the rep calling from Senior Life as opposed to just some random person calling them from the internet. So most people will usually do live transfers or Facebook leads that they buy from Senior Life. So you do have to buy leads from your company, which is not a bad thing by any means. Most people there are going to work new leads. I think they probably have like an age lead program as well. But these are great questions to ask your upline or your recruiter as far as like what they recommend you buying, age leads or new leads from there, and then figure out like the cost will always vary. So like the cost that I know now might be different from when you're watching this. So ask about the cost per lead for each of these different lead types. So the next thing I want to talk about is your upline. Very important to really feel out your upline because, again, like I was saying, the agency you're at, if you're at Senior Life, that's one thing, but what's going to matter more is your upline or your direct, like the direct person who's recruiting you and the one that's going to be training you. And these different sub-agencies, they can run their business a different way. So one agency might do things one way, one agency might do things another way, even though they're both part of Senior Life. So the most important thing is really figuring out who's your upline. Do you feel like you're getting properly trained from this person? Do you feel like they're going to be able to give you value and support? Do you feel like you're getting like your ethics align with this person, that your values align with this person? What is their experience with selling? You know, if they sold for a month and then just started recruiting and building a team, they're probably not going to be able to give you too much support as far as how to sell insurance. Whereas if they've sold a bunch and then they got into recruiting, well, hey, you know, they have a little bit more experience with here's how you train somebody. And then they're going to be able to disseminate that and train you so that you can start selling, right? So that's very important to ask about. Really just figure out like what is their role going to be in getting you up to speed and training you. Now the next thing is recruiting. So Senior Life is, from my perspective, and you know I've talked to a lot of Senior Life agents. I've been recruited to Senior Life. You can kind of pick if you want to be focused on production or recruiting. It doesn't really seem like you're being pushed in either way, which I think is good. So you have the option to be like a producer, and then you have the option to be like, you know, team builder recruiter, right? Which is good. Also with a release, the good thing is you only have Senior Life as the carrier when you work there. So all of the other companies that you would have, if you decided to become a broker later on, you don't have to wait for a contract release because all you have to do is just go and get those other contracts, and they can't lock you out of the business, which is really, really good. Now, the biggest issues that I have seen and heard of people working with Senior Life is that the product can be kind of expensive. Overall, I don't think it's an overpriced product like some other ones. Like I think Lincoln Heritage is a bit more expensive, but it's not always the best option for each person. So when you're selling to people that are on a fixed income, they're going to be very price conscious. And so what you're going to find is that a lot of times people will shop the rate. And if you have a more expensive product, you can get replaced more often, which leads us to chargebacks and replacements, right? So again, I don't think their product overall is overpriced, but if you're only selling that one product, you're leaving yourself open to get replaced and be open to chargebacks, which is not good. And then the other thing is I've heard people complain about expensive leads. People paying for live transfers or the Facebook leads. They a lot of times I've heard people say that the leads are too expensive for a new agent. So those are kind of the biggest issues or biggest complaints that I hear from agents. This is just things I've heard from other people that I figured would be helpful to share with you. But yeah, that's kind of an overview of Senior Life. Now, personally, for me, the reason that I didn't join them is I like being a broker and being able to offer like multiple different options to my clients. So I want to be able to sell Mutual of Omaha for this person if they need this, sell Transamerica for this person if they need this, sell Royal Neighbors or SBLI, or basically like be able to offer different things based off of what my client needs, because from what I've found, there's not really a one-size-fits-all solution. It's best to have multiple options to be able to give to your customers. If you guys have any questions for me, leave them in the comments down below. Leave a like if you found value from this video, and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.